Right here, boy. It's that good shit.
Morgan Hickman, World's Strongest Reviews, NFL predictions. Okay? Cut the music. Having a good time. Watched a pretty boring game, to be quite honest. It kept having moments where it could have been interesting. Saints could have pulled it off. Inching, getting there, close. But in the end, couldn't get it. That 14-point swing at the end of the fucking third was just fucking. I forget exactly where they had it. 20 line. I think it was inside the 20. I kind of forget. Either way, bounce off interception. I don't know really if you call it Breeze's fault. I don't know if you call it really anyone's fault. It's just one of those that freak play, and those are the worst plays when it's a freak play, but when it's a freak play that fucking ends your game, because you can see the Saints fans afterwards, some great reaction shots. Ooh, and also not only that, but there went my fucking. I can't even get 8-8. Last week, this past week of the NFL, I went 7-9 on my predictions, but you can tell I'm a little happy because a lot of good things did happen. I think a lot of interesting things did happen this week. You get to see what teams. Some teams are for real, and some teams where you were like, are they shitty? Yeah, you learn which ones are fraudulent, which ones are fucking for real. Broncos for real, Vikings for real, Patriots for real. To a certain extent, the Eagles are for real. Gotta love that. Not really like Super Bowl contenders, but I mean, who knows what the fucking ceiling is? After a lot of cool stuff happened. Vikings beat the Panthers because a lot of my picks, were incorrect. I got slaughtered this week, but I doubt a lot of people came out. I'd love to find some predictors that got that week right, because the Panthers losing, the Cardinals losing, the Bills. Come on, and also the Philly beating Pittsburgh thing, three crazy upsets in my opinion, some stinker games. But, I'll kind of address that shit as we go through the predictions. Let's get into the predictions. But first, because I don't want to get into it right now, but last week I said I would, tastes good. Should I block the label? Is this a problem? Whatever. Get at me, Paps. I actually normally drink Rainier. But All right. So, week 4. And this is when it's starting to get. I love the kind of. I guess it's still the first part of the season, the first quarter. But end of the first quarter of the season, storylines are appearing. They're getting flushed out. I'm loving it. Let's go in it. One quick last thing. Hold on. Woo! Sorry, left my lighter over my living room from watching the game. I also watched a bit of the presidential debate. I don't know if anyone. I'm not going to get into politics or anything, but one thing politics does help with is legalizing marijuana. So I think voting for whichever candidate might lax those laws up, like we have here in Oregon, where it works out pretty good for everybody. Especially me, including me. Because it was a good week of the NFL, bitch. All right. Week fucking 4 predictions. Thursday night football. September 29th. Dolphins at Bengals. Bengals, disappointing loss this week. I miscalled it. Really, because sometimes I have a hard time cementing a team that's for real. Like I said earlier with the Broncos, I was like, can they really be for real? Can they really take the test? Normally, I bet against teams. Bet against Trevor Siemian. I'm getting like quarterbacks are shutting me up this year. Like I keep betting against the Rooks, but you know what? I love it. I love being proved wrong. So yeah, Bengals lost last week. Tough game. They could have won it in a couple instances. But yeah, I mean, you just didn't really see AJ Green getting shut down like he did, and you definitely didn't see Trevor Siemian playing like he did. Like that was kind of the thing that like broke the Bengals' strategy. But this game, the Dolphins got the win against Cleveland. Good for them, even though they didn't fucking deserve it. I cannot believe that Cleveland kicker missed that. I mean, Jesus, they fucking deserve that game. Like, shout out to Cleveland. Because they do. Like, they really do. They did. Anyway, Dolphins lose. Bengals win. I think this is going to be a pretty crappy game, honestly, for fucking prime time. I think the NFL schedulers, fucking TV people, whatever. They fuck this season up. The Bears, the Around the NFL podcast guys saw this, but the Bears having 4 fucking primetime games. I'm going to get to fuck it. I'm skipping ahead. I think the Bears are the worst team in the NFL right now. I don't think it's the Browns. I think it's the fucking Bears. Bears or Niners, but honestly, Niners versus Bears, I go with fucking Niners. I would love to see that game. It'd be the worst game ever, but I actually would like to see that game because then we'd know which, are the Bears really that bad? And I think, yeah, the Bears are that bad. No identity, no pizzazz, no, who's their good player? The Cutler's just a fucking bitch, no matter what way you cut it. Yeah, because I was talking about Sam Bradford, he looks like a loser. Well, Cutler, acts like a loser, and that's far worse. And he just is a fucking loser. So yeah, Bears worst team, and in my opinion, worst team in the NFL. This Sunday we're getting we're getting the London game. So 6:30 a.m. we get a little treat for us who wake up early, including myself, to worship the Lord. Colts Jags in London. I'm gonna go Colts. The Jags. You're a disappointment. You're a failure. You're everything. You just can't get good, and that's so sad. That's so sad. Sad. Colts win. Even though Colts, I don't think I think they're gonna have a dismal year. AFC South is just trash, and I'll get to that a little bit later. But AFC South is still trash. The NFC East has brought itself up. AFC South still fucking trash. Okay, then we move on to the 10 a.m. games, and sorry, I meant to say I live in Oregon. You might have just guessed, but I talk about these from a West Coast standpoint. So I guess for some of you, it's 1 p.m. Whatever. Bills Pats. Bills super impressive win. I think that was definitely the biggest upset. It's hard between but no, I think because you look at the Bills and the Eagles are definitely the better team, and they had kind of the same level of competition. So I think the Bills victory, awesome victory last week against the Cardinals, awesome for a Seahawk fan. But since they got that win and they saved Rex's butt, they're gonna. Patriots. So missed that call last week. Patriots against Texans. A lot of people did. I should have been smarter because literally, in what year, in what fucking year, in what season will a team from the AFC South be able to beat the Patriots? I wonder. When will it happen? When will it happen? I'm guessing 2018? 2019? When is a team from this division going to beat the Patriots? That's an honest fucking question. And I invite comments or guesses or calls or some kind of enlightenment on this issue, because when's that going to happen? I don't see it fucking happening. At least even those horrible teams in the Patriots division can sometimes get a win against them. But AFC South, never, because they're bad coaching all around. Okay, yeah. So I got to give this one to the Patriots. I think maybe the Bills could pull it out actually, but not really though. Because it's just the Patriots. Their defense is amazing. They've shown that, like, I love it because they've even shown, like, maybe they don't fucking need Brady. Like, honestly, I know Brady's good. He's good. But, maybe he ain't that fucking great, though, because they seem to be doing just fine without him. Really, like, for me, it's always been Belichick. Like, if you ask me why the Patriots win, it's not Brady. It's fucking Belichick. Because, like, again, like, you see it with the Jags. All the talent in the world, but you can't win without fucking good coaching. And that makes all the fucking difference. And just, like, top to bottom talent, quote unquote. But yeah, I mean, just good people top to bottom in an organization. You can't win without it. The Patriots obviously have it, and a lot of teams don't. So yeah, Patriots get that win. Sorry, I'm rambling. I'm a little tipsy. Titans at Texans. Got to give it to the Texans. Titans, you're just... And as an Oregon guy, I hate to fucking see Mariota end this way, end up like this. First of all, I was just so sad to see him on the Titans. Like, I would have been really excited if he ended up on the Eagles, but then again, with Wentz doing it, yeah. But it's just some other team. Just like the Titans is just such a failed order. It's like the Jags or the Browns. Like, there's just these three teams that just talent goes to be wasted and eventually, hopefully, move to better teams once their initial contracts run out. The Titans are one of those teams. Sad because they had hope, like a lot. But this one, yeah, I'll give the Texans after being so embarrassed. So embarrassed. Fucking Thursday night. I will give it to the Texans. Obviously, they're not as great as, a lot of people thought they are. But I think they're good enough to beat the Titans, especially at home. So, Texans. Lions at Bears. Ugh. Give that one to the Lions. No reason to even talk about that. Panthers at Falcons. Now, I think this could be a little interesting. Falcons gave them their only loss last year. The Panthers definitely aren't looking quite as hot this year. Will the Falcons defense be able to stand up to them? I'm gonna give an upset alert, and this is probably stupid, but I'm gonna give this one to the Falcons. Yeah. And that's not just because they look good tonight, because anyone can look good against the Saints. I think at home and following, they do have a short week, but this momentum, I'll give it to the Falcons. Seahawks at Jets. Jets had a real shitty game. Shout out to Mina Eldiwe. I'm saying your name like you're Swahili. You're probably a white person in America, but who cares? Yeah, so you were definitely right about last week. Chiefs whooped the fuck out of the Jets. Fitzpatrick, throwing picks all over the place. I don't think the Jets, I think that was just a really horrible game like the Seahawks had last week. I don't think you're really like that. But I'm going to take the Seahawks here because we've got a bit of momentum. I don't like that it's early, but at least we've got a full week. Yeah, it's a toughie. I think this will be a good game. It'll be interesting. I'm fucking worried about Russ. Oh my god. Against the Niners. A comfortable lead. A comfortable fucking lead. I forget if it was 3-24 or 7-24. Either way, double possession lead. They ain't coming back. And he goes for that run and he gives a stiff arm against a fucking dude that's 150 pounds heavier than you. Russ, just slide. I get that you're competitive, but why do you have to be competitive at that point? We fucking won. You've solved all the fucking shit that was wrong with the week before. Jimmy Graham got his TD. Baldwin's looking good. Christian Michael's tearing it up. The offense is it's looking fine. I'm convinced. I get it's the Niners. It's the fucking Niners. Who knows what it's going to look like next week against the Jets. I don't think it'll be that good, but at least they've got a bit of rhythm. And I think every week the offensive line has it can only improve. It can only improve. Let me see that. So yeah, I'm gonna give it. I think it'll be a tough game. I'm scared of what the Jets could do, but then again, the way they were humiliated by the Chiefs, I don't know. Maybe we can shut them down like they did. So yeah, I'll give it to the Seahawks. Jets have a rough schedule, and I root for the Jets. I really do. Um, but yeah, they have a tough schedule. But yeah, sorry, give it to the Seahawks. Raiders at Ravens. Give this one to the Ravens. A quiet 3-0 team, like a stealthy like 3-0. I like it. I respect it. I'm waiting for them to take on like a good team. I'm waiting for them to take on like the Steelers or I can't wait to see them get to Pats. That's always a good game. Um, but they've got another mediocre team to beat. But I still do trust them. I think they'll, and especially at home. Um, yeah, so I'm gonna give it to the Ravens. Okay. Remember, this is totally legal. I live in fucking Oregon, man. So, all right. Browns Redskins. The Browns. This is actually a tough game. If you looked at if this was week 1, you'd be so quick to give it to the Redskins, right? Because the Browns just played with a lot of heart last week. The Redskins always lose at home. I don't think they look that good. It's just so hard for me to fucking pick the Browns, though. Especially because they did such a good job because they're banged up right now, and could they do that again, catch another team by surprise? Because now they've got this tape on Terrell Pryor. Redskins look, I don't know. I'll give it to the Redskins. Sorry, Browns. I'll give it to the Redskins. They look good against the Giants, so maybe they'll start clicking. They're at home, which is a bad thing with them, but I don't know. I'm gonna give it to the Redskins just to be safe. Sorry, Browns. You're not the worst team in the NFL, though. Take a little heart in that. Take a little heart. Broncos at Bucks. Broncos. Fucking Orange Crush, looking for real, man. I love it. I love just all the competition the Patriots. The more competition the Patriots can get, the better. And I love Denver. They're my number 2 team. And they're just bounce back. I mean, really incredible. Trevor Siemian. Who knows if that was. But then again, I'm more willing to bet on these guys that come out of nowhere. Honestly, if anything, this year has shown that these guys that no one believes can step up to the spotlight, do, whether they're low draft picks or they're from some fucking weird ass place like North Dakota State. They go in there because guess what? Maybe you miscalculated. Maybe the guys who were super successful in college, maybe that doesn't translate. Maybe the guy has a little something you didn't see, and I really like how that's playing out this year. Anyway, Broncos, Bucks. Gotta go with the Broncos. How can you not? Bucks just lost to the fucking Rams. A lot of people were saying, hey, maybe playoff team. Definitely maybe second. I was calling them second best in the fucking division for sure after South Carolina and North Carolina and maybe making a fucking push. And I know they're just called the Carolina Panthers. But just losing the fucking Rams at home. I expect, losing the Cardinals, I can see that, even though it was a killing. But yeah, how can you not go with the fucking Broncos on this one? Next, Rams at Cardinals. Cardinals, another embarrassing loss. So I imagine they'll follow it up with another throttling of a lesser team. I don't think that's a far off assumption. So I'm going to definitely give it to the Cardinals. But I definitely inconsistent. Definitely look a little inconsistent. Mr. Palmer, you're looking a little old, Mr. Palmer. Maybe it's time to retire, Mr. Palmer. You're not as good as Russell Wilson, Mr. Palmer. Anyway, but I will give that, Cardinals. Defense will just fucking destroy, them. Cowboys, Niners. Sorry, I forgot to mention these are the afternoon games. Whatever. Cowboys, Niners. Cowboys. Niners are in trouble. They got that first win. I think that's going to be it. Saints at Chargers. Chargers, Saints. Yeah, you're going to be another bottom feeding team, unfortunately. No matter how good Drew Brees is, no defense plus injured receiving core equals, and no run game, equals not a lot of wins. Chargers. Chargers probably. They're this team. They're a weird team. Weird team. Weird team. Chargers with the win. And then the Sunday night, and this is a good one. After this week's fucking Sunday night, Bears, fucking Cowboys killing. Yeah, I mean. Gotta give it to the Steelers. Definitely another, one that I couldn't call fucking last week when they blew it against the fucking Eagles. That was just a fucking crazy game, though. And I think, again, it's like what I said with the Jets, what are the Seahawks. These horrible games, I don't think quite define these teams. So I'm feeling a bounce back. It's at home. Chiefs did win against the Jets. They did look good. But really, Fitzpatrick was just, he looked really bad, and they just handled him well. Big Ben is definitely not Fitzpatrick. And it's at Steelers. So, got to go Steelers. And then we go to Monday, October 3rd. Giants at Vikings. Woo! Vikings! Goddamn. You've continued that's fucking the game that you should have won in the playoffs against the Seahawks. You've continued that fucking like strong ass defense ever since. I mean, they're looking like they're like the Broncos of the fucking NFC right now. Really, they really are. I think they're fun. I don't normally root for the Vikings, they're just fucking fun. They're this weird fun story that's like how are you beating these teams like. Just like the Broncos, eking out victories, but hey, win's a win. Whatever gets you that fucking 1 seed, whatever gets that fucking Super Bowl ring. So Giants-Vikings, Giants tough loss against the Redskins. Really surprised you fucking blew that because you had the lead, and then just all those interceptions started, and you got to give this to the Vikings. How could you not? At home, they just beat the Packers. They just beat the fucking Panthers. Yeah, how can you not give it to the and then the Giants just lost to the goddamn Redskins at home. How can you not give it to the Vikings? The Giants through Eli miracles and Odell Beckham, could get it, but not bloody likely. So Vikings. That wraps up week 4. There's week 4. Fucking man. I'm this season way more interesting than last season so far. I'm really loving it. Let's see. You catch me on Twitter, Morgan Hickman 64 on the Twitter. Follow me. That's the best thing. Check out my doodling. And check in for the episodes, I love comments. Talk some shit. I fucking welcome it. I love it. Or just give a little opinion. Just, comment. Maybe tell me that I look good. And then subscribe, World's Strongest. Till next week. Check you later.